Good morning. Welcome to our community meditation. And good morning to all of you who are joining us online today. Thank you for all being with us as we connect in consciousness. My name is Scott Edwards, and I am your practitioner for the day. If you would please take a moment and silence your cell phones so we may have an uninterrupted experience together. This is a meditation. It is a meditation, a blend of spoken word and silence, accompanied by beautiful music. It will last approximately 15 minutes. So I want to invite you now to close your eyes and go within to that source you know is always there, your connection with the infinite. In fact, you are a part of that infinite. You are a part of that source. Take a big deep breath in and know who you are. Take a deep breath in and let all that negative flow out. You have nothing but good in your life. You know the source of good is infinite, and it directs you and it provides for you. So open up to it. Become conscious of it right now. And as you breathe in, you relax. Take yourself to a place right now, a place in nature, whether it's a river or an ocean beach or a mountaintop, and know your oneness with it. Know your oneness with nature. Know your oneness with all that God is. You are a part of that. You are infinite. Feel the spirit of nature all around you. It is creative, a creative force, and you are one with that nature. And you are a creative force. Feel the breeze, hear the water, hear the birds singing. You are one with this perfect and beautiful creation. this beautiful creative force. Remember to breathe in life. Breathe in love. Because you are filled with God, you are filled with love. Feel that love. It's inside you, working with you. and you remember that love is the most powerful thing in the universe, and you are filled with it. With love at the center of your being, your life unfolds. And it unfolds lovingly and powerfully. There is no fear. There is only faith. Faith, the evidence of things not yet seen. Faith, knowing that God is with you as your life unfolds. Hearing the water, feeling the breeze. You are one with nature as you are one with spirit. You know that every day God goes before you to make the crooked places straight, to make your life unfold with ease. You are one with spirit. You are one with truth. And you are free. You are one with the abundance of the universe, and you will never, ever deplete it. Big deep breath in, knowing you are one with all that is, and that you have your unique place in the scheme of things. Now if you slowly let yourself come back into the room, when you're ready, open your eyes. That concludes our meditation for today. Thank you for being with us in our spiritual practice. Our celebration starts at 10 a.m. In the meantime, visit with each other and enjoy each other's company.
I choose it, love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. I feel it, peace, 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 peace. I choose peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day it's joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release.
And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free
of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer.
Name your price, ticket to paradise.
I can't take it anymore.
I've looked high and low. I've been shore to shore to shore.
If there's a shortcut, I'd have found it. But there's no easy way around it. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer.
When you feel afraid,
Love one another.
when you've lost your way,
Love one another. When you're
Well, good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. What a beautiful day it is today. I decided that it was time to evoke a little spring, so we're coming out with that full force today, just to bring that into our experience of, after the cold and wet week we had last week. I thought springtime is needed here, so. It's so good to see you. I see some new faces here today. Welcome. I'm glad that you found us. I'd love to hear how you found us and meet you. If you have an opportunity after the service, come and stop and say hi to me. And I see a lot of wonderful faces that I love to see each week. Thank you all for being here. And of course, we always have to acknowledge those faces we can't see, the people that are joining us online. So if you would, turn and wave at the window in the back there. Joe's got the broadcast going live to our online viewers via YouTube. If you haven't experienced our YouTube channel yet, I highly encourage that. We have about 2,700 videos on there, meditations like you experienced this morning with Scott and all of our other practitioners. We have musical pieces that Justin and the music ministry have put together, like the one that you saw of Melissa Allen a little while ago on the screen. We have wonderful synopsis of some of my talks. I have the Keeping It Real on Thursday mornings. And then, of course, you can view any of our Sunday services. And we have our Wednesday night offerings that recap a lot of the information that we are sharing throughout the week. So it's a wonderful experience, a wonderful way to get a spiritual uplift during the week. So I highly encourage that. We're going to start it off this morning. What are we singing today?
Energy of God.
Energy of God. What a great song to be singing. If you'd like to stand and join us, the words are going to be up here on the screen, and Justin will lead the way.
Your neighbor at this time if you're comfortable doing so.
right, so we're going to kick off our time together now with our invocation and our affirmation brought today to us by our practitioner of the day, Scott Edwards. Scott.
Affirmation.
Everybody, I'm going to read it for you first because I like to get everybody to get the rhythm. So when we do it together, we do it forcefully. Okay, all righty. I choose to be awake, mindful, fearless, and to live in joy-filled abundance. Ready? I choose to be awake, mindful, fearless, and to live in joy-filled abundance.
I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. My mind, I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still and know life. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the
Lord. As we're gathered here, like we are every morning, every Sunday, here because we love it here. We know that Spirit is with our teacher, and that the message that she brings us is well thought out with her heart and her mind. And we are grateful for this day, and so it is.
Let's sing. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
Thank you, Scott and Justin. Beautiful way to start the morning. So today we are talking about the art of saying yes. This is part of our series on willingness and purpose for the month of February, as part of our theme for 2025 of the Mystic's Journey. The mystic always has to have a willingness to take part in it. Otherwise, they don't ever get to that place of completion within their journey. And so this art of saying yes is an interesting experience that I've had in my life. Maybe some of you can relate to this. I've had an interesting relationship with the word yes. So when I first came to our center back in 2005, I'd have to call myself a chronic people pleaser. And so people would ask me to do something, and I would say yes, 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 yes. I found that I was doing so much, there was very little in the center that I didn't have my hands in some way. Somebody said, can you build a website? Yes. Can you run the women's group? Sure. Can you run the bookstore? Yeah. Can you lead this ministry? Of course. And so part of that was my people-pleasing nature, but the other part was I was so excited to be involved in things. I was so excited to be doing things that I knew I could do and feel good about myself while I was doing them. And after a while, it became a little problematic, as you can imagine, with that chronic ability to say yes to everything. So I started embracing the word no. You know, Karen Drucker has a wonderful song. It's N-O is my new yes. When I say no to you, I'm saying yes to me. So I was taking that as my mantra, you know, being a little more thoughtful about what I said yes to. I learned phrases like, let me get back to you on that. Or let me check my calendar first. Just to give myself a pause, just to give myself a moment of thinking time instead of having that automatic, visceral yes to wanting to do something. And so I've journeyed through this saying yes, saying no, saying yes to what I'm called to do, being more thoughtful about it, and so forth. So for me, there's been quite a journey in this idea of saying yes. When I began thinking about this talk a couple of weeks ago, what kept coming to my mind is a quote from the book of Nehemiah. So Nehemiah is given the task of rebuilding the walls around the city of Jerusalem after one of its many times of being destroyed. And so he's up on the walls, and all of these people that don't want the walls of Jerusalem to be rebuilt are coming up to him and trying to tempt him to come down. They try to distract him with other things. They try to offer him enticements to come down. And what he keeps saying to them over and over again is, I am doing a great work, and I cannot come down. Now, this mantra has been used by many people to indicate their perseverance in doing something, their resolution to get the job done, their willingness to acknowledge that what they're doing has a great value to the world, and we're not going to shift from that. I love this passage so much, and I often, when I get criticized by someone for some of the things I'm doing, it's one of those things that goes through my head. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing a great work right now, and I'm not stopping it. I'm not going to discontinue that because of what someone else thinks. So Nehemiah refuses to ever come down, and he recognizes that this mission of his is too important to abandon. It highlights the need to focus on this task at hand, to persevere, and to resist the distractions that are coming his way. So two of the books that have been using to do my research for this talk are two of my favorite books that I actually read both of those in ministerial school. We did an entire weekend retreat on the first book there, Stephen Cope's book, The Great Work of Your Life, and then Michael Singer's book, The Surrender Experiment. And both of these really talk to the power of saying yes and having a yes that is thoughtful and having a conviction behind that. And so as we understand this idea of the power of the yes, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our words that come out of our mouth are creative. They set in motion something that happens within our lives. So when we say yes to things, things begin to shift in our lives as a result of that. It's all part of the creative process, which we talk about frequently. It's that idea of getting a glimpse of what it is that's possible, saying yes to it, being willing to allow it to work through us, and then waiting to see what the results are. So oftentimes, though, we water down our yes. We'll say yes, but we'll put conditions on it. Or we'll say yes, and we have lots of doubts about that in the back of our minds. Or we say yes, and all of our hidden fears show up around us. And so it's interesting to watch that and watch what happens when we feel those things come up. We usually hesitate, or we procrastinate, or we allow, like Nehemiah didn't do, we allow distractions to pull us away from our high commitment. I use this quote a lot, but I love Howard Thurman's, "Keep fresh before me my moments of high resolve." That's the way of keeping that yes present in me. That's the way of keeping what it is that I hold and value in my life at the forefront of my consciousness. And so saying yes is actually an act of creation. It is a thing that actually sets in motion the creative process. And so when we say yes to something and we don't have those hidden fears and those doubts and that we don't try to procrastinate or distract ourselves, we actually set in motion that creative process. And we set the divine forces into motion to fulfill that. Now, if we are saying yes to everything like I did when I first came here, everything gets watered down. There's not enough time in my life to say yes to everything. And so I need to be a little more thoughtful about saying yes, what it is that I truly want. And that comes from knowing what it is I value, knowing what it is I've committed my life to. We set intentions back at the end of December this year to try to identify what it is I value in my life for this coming year. And so if we take our yeses that we have, and we put them through the filter of our intentions, then we can see whether we are aligned with that or not. We can see whether that is actually for our highest and greatest good, or if it's something that's going to distract us from the other things that we wish to say yes. So saying yes in a spiritual sense is not just about agreeing to something. It is truly an act of creation. And it's saying that I align myself with this truth, this vision, and this work. Let's say that together. I align myself with this truth, this vision, and this work. When we are saying yes and it has a power behind it, there is something that's very dynamic and very possible that can be experienced in our lives. But again, it's not just about agreeing to something. It is an act of creation. I align myself with this truth, this vision, and this work. Let's say it again. I align myself with this truth, this vision, and this work. So the power of yes is so palpable for us. But if we are saying yes randomly or inconsistently or wishy-washy kind of way, then again, it's getting watered down. It's getting to where it doesn't have the force of spirit moving behind it. And so we can always say yes, but we have to begin to look at what is inside of us that may be in opposition to that yes. When we do that, we create chaos instead of clarity. We begin to experience turmoil in our lives. When I was saying yes to everything, after a while, I was totally overrun by all of the things that I had to do and all of the things that I had agreed to do. And then I started doing things like resenting it. Anybody ever had that? You say yes to something and you're like, oh man, why did I do that? You know, they have that, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to go and do that. I'm too tired, or I've got other things to do, or I just don't want to do it. And so when we do it from that point of some of our hidden beliefs, that yes will lead us to chaos instead of leading us to that clear vision that our life has been promised to, that life that what has been revealed to us through setting our intentions, through the visioning process, through our prayer and meditation work. There's something, a divine spark that has been illuminated within us, and that's what we need to say yes to, instead of saying yes to all the other things. You know, but again, if we are starting to think about those other things that we've saying yes to, it takes us away from that. And so how do we water down our yeses? How do we actually do that? So there are 4 different ways here that I've identified for that. So the first one is that half-hearted yes. Somebody asks you to do something, you say, oh yeah, sure. And then you begin to think, oh, I didn't really fully commit to that. I don't really want to do it. It's like having one foot in the doorway and the other one out, you know, we're just like, okay. Sometimes we do this for ourselves. We don't even have anybody else involved in it. Like we might say, oh, I want to write a book. But we don't really ever sit down to write. It's a good idea. It kind of sounds like I should want it, but yeah, I don't really. Or we say, I'm committed to my spiritual path. But we don't take the time to meditate or pray or do any classes or even affirm our truth for things. We allow ourselves to be run by the world around us instead of going to that deep place of spiritual connection. Very easy to do, and no judgments attached to this, no judgment at all. But it's one of those ways that we keep ourselves away from the power of the yes. Another one is the distracted yes. When we say yes to something that's really important in our lives, but then we let all those little things take our attention away from it. So we're committing to doing something like that, like Nehemiah's enemies tried to distract him from his great work of rebuilding the walls around Jerusalem. And how do we do this? We do it in small ways. Anybody ever had to do something, and what do? You get onto your phone and you start looking at Facebook, playing a game, checking your email. All of those things are good, but are we using them to distract us from what it is our intentions were? What is it we're using to pull us away from our great work? There's the conditional yes. The conditional yes is, yes, I'll do it, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, only if it's convenient. Only if it doesn't cause me any distress. Only if I don't have to go out of my comfort zone to do it. I'll pursue my dream, but only if everything else is lined up perfectly in the first place. I'm going to write a book, but only when I set aside the time and effort and everything else that I know I need to be doing, but I don't really want to do. When we say yes that way, we don't have a full conviction to it. There's some conditions that have been attached to it, and it's really not going to manifest very well in our lives. But true faith says yes, even when we don't have all the details, trusting that the path will unfold as we move ahead, as we move forward in our life. So when we begin to say yes, that is in alignment with our purpose, in alignment with our intentions, in alignment with our highest good, then that yes doesn't need any conditions attached to it. That yes is free to operate within us. And then the last one here is the fear-based yes. Sometimes we say yes because we're really afraid to say no. Anybody else besides me ever experienced that? I don't want somebody to be upset with me, so I'm going to say yes, even though I really don't want to do that. That's not a real yes. It's really just, that's compliance instead of commitment. That's just being a compliant person or being, like I said I was, a people pleaser, instead of actually having any commitment to do that. But that true spiritual yes, that yes that has power behind it, is rooted in love and alignment. It's not done out of obligation or fear of disappointing others or any of the other reasons that we put before that. That spiritual yes really comes from a place of releasing all of our fear, our doubts, our worries, our concerns, and being in alignment with what is happening for us that is our highest and greatest good. I love the way our founder, Ernest Holmes, puts it. He says, when we let go of doubt and fear, we release the only thing that has ever held us back. When we let go of doubt and fear, we release the only thing that has ever held us back. We are holding ourselves back. When we release that need to be afraid of something or that hidden belief that's operating in us even though we're not aware of it, then we allow a space for something wonderful and great to happen for us. So, how do we say that sacred yes? How do we actually begin to say that in a way that is in alignment with our highest and greatest good? And so, like in Stephen Cope's book, The Great Work of Your Life, he talks about Dharma. And Dharma is that thing that you've come here to do, that thing that is your highest and greatest good. Everybody has one unique Dharma, and they're pretty clear once you get an idea of what it is. And so claiming your great work is the first thing that we can do. We can, like Nehemiah, recognize that we are doing a great work here, that what we have to offer and what we've said yes to is so important that I cannot let myself be distracted from it. Whether it's healing work or writing or leading or teaching or creating or playing music or transforming your own life or nurturing people, taking care of people, being a caregiver or a mother or a father or a parent, a grandparent. All of those things are great works that we've come here to do. And so when we claim that as our great work, like this is what I'm here for, this is what I've come here to do, to be that place where love shows through, where love is possible in a way it wasn't possible before, then we are claiming our great work. You know, you can always at any time declare to yourself, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down, just like Nehemiah. The other thing we can do is eliminate those distractions. Recently, I've started, part of it's in response to craziness that's on social media, but I've started limiting my time on social media. I check it 3 times a day because I have things that I'm posting on there and I want to see if people have commented or responded or asked me a question that I need to respond to. And so I've eliminated a lot of my distractions by having my phone readily available and pulling it out whenever I feel a little tension or a little disturbance, and I just want to, comfort that and get away from it. I will find ways to distract myself. And so you make a conscious decision to stop coming down from your work. Make a conscious decision to stop allowing those things that don't serve you to interfere with the work that you're here to do. One of the things that this often means is setting boundaries. Now, for me, I generally have to set boundaries with myself because sometimes I'm my own worst enemy in these kind of things. I let myself hit Netflix too often. I don't know if anybody else does that. Sometimes it's just nice to just sit and veg for a while in front of the TV. Or, as I said, distract myself on social media. Or I love all those little games that we can get on our phones and stuff like that, the little blocks and things that you can move around. That's a good distraction for me. Tetris is my favorite. So, those kind of things, I can spend an hour on those and not even know that I was been an hour on that. So setting boundaries for myself is really powerful. But it also means setting boundaries with others. Not allowing others to come into our space and distract us from the things that we want. Sometimes it's a little difficult thing, especially if you're like me, a people pleaser, and you don't really like to set boundaries because you certainly wouldn't want to upset anybody else. But that's something that's very important for us to do. We cannot commit to our sacred yes, if we are allowing others to distract us from it. And so, looking at the things that we do. The other thing is to affirm that, yes, this is what I'm doing, this is my intention, this is my goal, this is the thing that I am keeping fresh before me. The most powerful yeses are backed by action. And so we can say yes all we want, but if we're not willing to take the steps to do that, here in our movement we say we have to treat and move our feet. We have to pray, but we also have to do some action to make that happen, to make those things happen in our lives. And the same thing with the yes. The yes does us no good if we're not willing to take action upon it. And so looking at that, affirm your commitment daily. Follow through, even if it's small steps, even if it's little things. I put my intention, I think I said this last week, I put my intention right on my computer. So when I sit down to my computer, I am instantly reminded that creativity is one of my intentions for this year. And so I will pick up something, and even if it's 2 or 3 minutes of creating something right then, I do that because I have that intention. I've set that for myself. That is my sacred yes, to be a creative force this year. And so following through, even with small steps. And then rely on our faith. Rely on that inner knowing that we have within ourselves that allows us to hear that small voice of spirit saying, yes, yes, this is for you. Yes, take this step. Yes, that's the next path. Yes, it is constantly there. It is constantly nudging us along. Sometimes it speaks in words. Sometimes it speaks in feelings. Sometimes it speaks through others. But listen, learning to listen is a powerful process. And so finding the ways that we can do that. And then the last thing is to trust the process. Trust that Spirit is going to move through us. Trust that the next step will be revealed. Sometimes we hesitate too much because we're not sure where to go. And sometimes we hesitate too much because we're not getting the desired results immediately. Remember when we plant a seed, we plant that seed in the soil. We do not see the results immediately. Some results take 3 or 4 days. Some results take a week. Some of them take several months before we begin to see that sprout coming out of the soil. But if we start digging in the soil to see what's happening to that plant, we just wreck the plant. We've disturbed it so much that it cannot grow to its fullest extent anymore. And so sometimes our yes takes a while to manifest. Sometimes our yes takes a while for us to see the results of it. And so be patient. Trust the process. Our job is to keep saying yes to that which we are guided to say as we move through that. And so, as I said, Stephen Cope talks a lot about Dharma. His book is based on the Bhagavad Gita, which is a story of a warrior named Arjuna and the god Krishna, who comes down as Arjuna's chariot driver. And so Krishna is giving Arjuna guidance all of the time. And so he's always talking about what his Dharma is, looking for that thing that is his sacred yes, like what is mine to do? And so Stephen Cope defines Dharma as your sacred yes, the unique work or calling that only you can fulfill. That doesn't mean it has to be super grand. It can be whatever it is your heart is calling you to work on, whatever it is that we can discover within ourselves is one of the most important things that we can do in our life. Once you recognize what that is, and you keep saying yes to it, you get to a point where your yes is no longer an option. You get to a point where you can't do anything but take the next step, where you can't do anything but continue to say yes. And the moment that you truly say yes to your Dharma, that activates the divine force that is beginning to align you in order to allow that to fulfill through you. Think about some of the people, I know Stephen Cope writes about quite a few of our wonderful people in the world, but the one that stuck with me the most was his description of Harriet Tubman and her life. And so Harriet Tubman, as you know, was a slave, and she escaped through listening to that voice within her. Listening to that voice that told her, you can't do this anymore. You have to get out of here. And taking action where she was guided. And then once she was freed, once she was in a safe place, the voice told her, you have to go help others. You have to go back and help save others. Can you imagine the courage that it took to be a person who has escaped the horrors of what she went through and to willingly go back across that river? That's Dharma. That is a work that is so divinely guided, so palpable within her that she couldn't do anything else but say yes. There was nothing within her that was going to allow her to walk away from that yes. Now, not all of our dharmas are that life-changing. Not all of our dharmas are that that other people's lives are dependent upon it. But all of our dharmas are unique to us. And that yes that we can say when we find that idea, when we catch a glimpse of what that is for us, is something that will change our lives forever. Once we've said yes to that, we can no longer go back to pretending it was any other way. Saying yes means releasing control over the outcome. Harriet Tubman released control over the outcome in her story. She didn't know what was going to happen to her. In fact, she fought against the horrors that she had experienced just to be able to do what it was she did. She released any need to control the outcome and allowed herself to be that instrument through which Spirit showed up. So saying yes means that while we are responsible for living our Dharma, we are not responsible for controlling its results. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, "You have the right to your actions, but never to your actions' fruits." We have the right to do what it is we're called to do, but we don't necessarily reap the benefit of that. Sometimes it's others around us. I think even when others are reaping the benefit, though, there's some indirect result that happens within us, even if it's a feeling. And this is where faith and surrender comes in so powerfully. That faith and surrender of what we know deep in our heart is calling us, and then surrendering to that, having enough faith within ourselves that Spirit's working through us, and allowing as Emerson puts it, get our bloated nothingness out of the way. I love that phrase, our bloated nothingness out of the way, so that we can allow a place for Spirit to work. Allow that to move through us in different ways. So in his book, The Surrender Experiment, which is about saying yes all the time, Michael Singer was a really interesting guy. Well, he still is. He's around still. Back at the very beginning of computers, he went into a Radio Shack, and he bought I don't know what it was at the time, like the TI-1 or something like that, one of the very basic computers. And he took it home, and he taught himself to do basic programming. And so he was doing the basic programming, and he created an accounting system for his construction business that he had. And he's talking with one of his friends about that, who happens to work for a doctor's office. And she says, "Do you think you could make something that would help us keep our patient records?" He says, "Yeah, I'll try it." And so he did. And he worked on that. And then he developed it into a software package. And he kept working on it and working on it, until he got to a point where he developed something which you may have heard of, WebMD. Stephen Cope is the developer of that. And he did it by saying yes to what he was guided to do. When the person asked him, "Can you make something for my doctor's office?" he didn't hesitate. He said, "Sure, I'll try it." And then he let Spirit flow through him. And he's become quite well known for some of his other works. You might have heard The Untethered Soul, which is one of his big works. And he's got a new one out called Living Untethered. Wonderful radio podcast. If you ever have an opportunity to listen to him, he's fabulous. He says in the Surrender Experiment, "Do whatever is put in front of you with all your heart and soul, without regard for the personal results." Sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes we want to see our a bang for our buck. We want to see what's happening here when we put the effort into it, and we want to see the results. But when we can step out of that, when we can surrender to whatever's flowing and just allow the process to be rewarding enough. You know, I talk about creativity an awful lot, but what it is for me, it's not the product that comes out of my hands or my mind, but it is the process where it's moving through me. That's what gives me the benefit of it. That's what allows me to feel alive and feel in tune with my highest and greatest good there, is to let Spirit move through me and allow it to create through me. And so for me, that's really powerful. It's like the personal results are great. I like looking at the pictures, and it was kind of cool to have an art show, and I love seeing my book published and things like that. But that's not the reason. It's what's happening in me as I'm doing the process. Oftentimes when I'm working on something, the next thing in my mind is coming through already. It's like the next thing that I want to create is coming through. And so sometimes I have to, hold myself down and finish the one thing first before I move on to the second one. But, there's always the process that is so powerful for me. So as we do this, as we begin to trust Spirit more and more, we begin to align with our truth, we actually begin to see wonderful results in our life. I'm going to finish with this quote here from Ernest, another one from our founder, Ernest. He says, "You are more than you appear to be. Life is greater than you have ever known. The best is yet to come." Are you willing to say yes to that? Yes. The best is yet to come. How could we begin to do that? So I have another affirmation I want us to repeat together. This is about owning our yes, about claiming it for ourselves. And so repeat after me. I am doing a great work. I am doing a great work. And I cannot come down. I say a sacred yes. And I trust the path before me. And so it is. All right, we're going to take this into prayer, but today we are going to do prayer in a different way. We haven't done this for a while. I think we've only done it once in this sanctuary. So this is what we call a prayer wall. And so a prayer wall is when all of our practitioners come up here. And so I'm going to invite our practitioners to come on up while I go through this. Our practitioners are people that spend at least 4 years in study. They take a minimum of 6 classes leading up to practitioner training, which is a full 2 years. And then they sit for a written exam and then an oral exam before they become professional spiritual practitioners for you. And so they're always here available for you. If you ever need prayer support for anything, come on up. You can spread out here. Come on. I'm higher than you. I'm sorry. I'm standing on a platform that's elevated from you. I'm not higher than you. But they can still see me. So in this prayer wall, I want you to think about what it is you're saying yes to. And so you're going to claim for yourself one of these qualities of God that aligns with that thing you're saying yes to. So as I said, I have been on a path of creativity this year. And so my yes would be creativity. And so as I came up to the practitioner, I would say to the practitioner, "Hi, my name is Laura, and my sacred yes is for creativity." And then the practitioner is going to do the realization stage of treatment. So our treatment has 5 stages. The first one is recognition. I'm going to do that. Then it has unification, where we align ourselves with Spirit. I'll do that one too. Third stage is realization. That's speaking truth. That's where the power is, speaking truth right there. And so the practitioners are going to do the realization stage for you. And then after we're done, we're going to, I'll do the Thanksgiving and the release. And then we'll sing our song, I Release, after that. And so in a moment, I'm going to invite you to come up. And what I'd like you to do is to come to the center aisle. And when you get to the center aisle, just form a line. And when I say that it's time for you to come up forward, then you will come up to one of the practitioners. You get to choose any one of these lovely people in front of you. And tell them your name and which one of these 20 God qualities that you're wanting treatment for today. The one that aligns with what it is you want to say yes to. So perhaps maybe you want to say yes to having a more abundant life. You would choose abundance. Perhaps you want to say yes to having a deep and meaningful relationship in your life. You might say love. Perhaps you want to say yes to living in a more healthy way. You might choose wholeness or vitality. So there are different options up there. Think about what it is you want. Get clear in your mind which one of these 20 God qualities, we call them. These are absolute qualities of the divine. There is no doubt within each one of those that it is an absolute representation of God. And so then you'll come up, tell the practitioner what you want, and they will do their magic for you. So I invite you to just simply turn within. just take a breath. Connect with Spirit. Knowing that that divine presence is always here, always available. That it is the isness and the allness and the fullness of all life. That it is the beginning and the end. I know that God is that infinite indwelling presence, a force of creativity, of love, of wisdom, of guidance, of vitality and wholeness. I know that there is no action that God is not a part of. And I know that God indwells me. I know that I am that place where Spirit is showing up right here and right now. I know that the place I stand is holy ground, for God is there. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each and every one of us. For we are all a unique and perfect representation of a love so powerful it had to create you. In all of its perfection, all of its glory, all of its magnificence. Through that deep, abiding love and that perfect peace, God made all that is. And so knowing this, claiming this right here and right now, I invite each one of you to stand, form a line in the center, and claim for yourself that quality of the divine that is most present for you now. Come on forward. Come on. Find a practitioner. Over here. There's two more down here. And so I know that every sacred yes that has been claimed here today has been acted upon by the divine. It is set into the process, that creative process that is unfolding itself right here and right now. And I know that every sacred yes that has yet to be claimed is working itself in consciousness, waiting for its opportunity to be fulfilled. I am so grateful to know this. I'm so grateful to feel it. I'm so grateful to see it happening in this community and the results of it moving beyond this community out into our greater world. I just simply give thanks for this, and I release this word into that law that always says yes, that knows nothing but that sacred yes. I let it go and I let it be, and together we say, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Whew. Beautiful. Thank you, practitioners. And thank you all for being willing to say that sacred yes, to claim that for yourself, knowing that great things are happening through us right here and right now. What a joy it is to know this and to see it. All right, and so now is that time in our service when we have an opportunity to share our financial good with our community. Remember, we are a 501c3 religious nonprofit, and we receive the majority of our funding through your generous offerings. And so I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward. As you prepare your offering, your gift, just take it out. If you're giving electronically, just put your hands over your heart. We have lots of ways to give electronically here. If you're giving cash or check, just hold that over your heart. If you've already given, put your hands over your heart. We're going to simply bless this, bless the circulation of this amazing good that is coming into our lives. And so if you would, repeat after me. This gift I give
This gift I give
goes forth from me,
goes forth from me,
does amazing and miraculous things,
does amazing and miraculous things,
and returns to me in kind,
and returns to me in kind.
pressed down and overflowing.
Pressed down and overflowing.
And so it is.
So it is.
More equals give.
Yes, more equals give.
More equals give. The words are up here if you'd like to stand and sing with us.
If you want more love, give love. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more grace, give peace. If you want more, give. If you want more, give. If you want more money, give your money. If you want more time, give up your time. If you want more friends, be a friend. And if you want more, give. And if you want more, give. When you give, you receive. It's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. If you want see change, real change. If you want more truth, tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. If you want more, give. If you want more, give.
Come up here a little bit. I'm working on my relationship with money. You got to get closer to me. Anybody else working on their relationship with money? Then join me in blessing this. So we just simply turn within and give thanks for everything we have received, knowing that we are truly abundantly blessed in all ways, knowing that Spirit is moving forth through us, amazing things are happening to us, and we are just simply on a journey of unfoldment. I am so grateful for everything that's been received and for the works that it does through us. And so it is. So it is. Thank you. All right. Spirit's really funny when you do things and everything else starts to show up. So as I said, I'm working on my relationship with money because what did I do? I wrote a book on money. And so all of a sudden now everything's showing up for me to look at it and to reevaluate it and to see what it is that's truly calling to me. And so if you are interested in my book, it's in the back there. But no pressure on that. So I have created a book study. Again, everything shows up to be worked on when we enter into that sacred yes. So that's one thing I didn't talk about in the talk, is that sometimes when we say yes to things, everything that needs to be cleared kind of shows up for us. But anyway, I created this experiential book study. It's a 5-week online study because I have people who are going to be joining us from Mexico and California as well. And so it's going to be 2 hours each night, and we're going to actually do one of the exercises in the book, and then you're going to choose another exercise to work on throughout the week, and then come back and share your results of that. So it's on Wednesday nights on Zoom starting in April. You can sign up on our website and our e-blast soon. I just told Kaylee to put them up this morning, so they'll be up in a bit. We also have another wonderful class offering that's just new to us. This is from Wilson Reed and Tony Harvey, and it's based on a book by Mother Teresa called Love, A Fruit That's Always in Season. It's a 3-week Saturday morning class exploring the principles that Mother Teresa put into action in her world. So it's a fabulous opportunity for you to look at ways to bring more love into the world around us, which I think right now the world could probably use a little more of that. I might be mistaken, but Soul Crafters. So this is one of my creativity outlets. Soul Crafters is the first Saturday of the month, and this month we are making malas. You might have noticed I have a mala on today. There was a reason for that. So I wanted to be able to show you, if you weren't sure what a mala is, it's a string of prayer beads. It's 108 beads put together, and we use them in spiritual practices. The word bead itself is an Old English word that means prayer, and so prayer beads. So we're going to do this as part of our Soul Crafters on Saturday, the 1st of March. And then on Sunday, we're going to use our malas in our service. We're going to do a little chanting in our service. And don't worry, I'm not singing. But I will be chanting. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up on the website for that too, or watch your e-blast. I also have a Zentangle group that meets on the 3rd Saturday of the month. If you're interested in learning the process, spiritual practice of meditative drawing, come and join me with the Zentangles group. We had a great time yesterday, and we did all hearts. Since it was so close to Valentine's Day, we did all of our tangles had hearts in them, so it was fun. Our bookstore pop-up is available today. This will be the last day for the month. It'll be brought back again in March, on the 9th and the 16th of March. But we have wonderful things up there. I just put some new products up there. If you're interested in anything about love, there's several things up there for you. And we have a Crystal of the Month, Rose Quartz, and there's an information page there about Rose Quartz if you'd like to use that in some of your spiritual work. We have our groups that meet each week or month. Today we have our women's group at 2:30, meeting here in the sanctuary. Judy, what are you talking about this week? Beauty and Strength, Who I Am, beautiful. And then following that at 5 o'clock, we have a wonderful group called Rhythm, Sound, and Soul CSOLE, because it's a dancing, drumming, chanting group. It's a wonderful experience to move into spiritual practice in that way. So come on by for any of those. We also have our Second Friday group of fun and games, and every Tuesday we have our group that meets here in the sanctuary to discuss the daily writings from the Science of Mind magazine. It's called Walking the Path. And then finally we have our annual meeting coming up next Sunday after service. So if you are a member of the service of our center, please consider staying after service. We shouldn't be here much more than about an hour, from 11:30 to about 12:30. Find out all of our updates, what our vision is for this coming year. We've just completed a strategic planning process with about 20 people from our leadership. And so we're going to announce that and then give you an update on our finances and all of the pertinent information around that. And finally, a moment of prayer is still available in our prayer room. If you didn't get enough, we're here with the prayer wall. You can go see one of the practitioners for a moment of prayer after service. The prayer room is right across this door. Scott will be standing outside of it to direct you in. And if you would, and you're physically able to, please help us stack the chairs so that the groups that are meeting here this afternoon don't have any issue with the chairs. We stack them in stacks of 6. They just don't touch up against the stained glass that's on the wall there or against the bookstore. So we appreciate that, and we are blessing, and then we're going to, what are we singing out? Use me. Okay. Would you stand, please? And if you're comfortable, hold hands. All right. And if you would repeat after me, there is only one life.
There is only one life.
That life is God.
That life is God.
That life is perfect.
That life is perfect.
And that life is my life now.
That life is my life now.
And so it is.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All right, one more time now. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all